Hello, everybody. Hello, LinkedIn Live, and hello, Ashley Jones. I'm so excited you're joining me today. Ashley is the head of financial narrative. I love what you guys do, Ashley, and I'm really excited to share with everybody about financial narrative. But as everybody coming into the live, as we're just starting and it's 12 on the dot, would you mind if we play a little video about your event and then we'll talk to you about it?
Of course, excited to be here, and go ahead. Let's see it.
Let's make it happen. Awesome. So, Ashley Jones, again, thank you for joining us. We just played you guys this amazing video about financial narrative. Can you tell us, in your words, what is financial narrative? What do you do? And what is your mission?
Of course. So Financial Narrative, we were founded about 5 years ago, and really we were founded because there was a group of marketing and communications leaders in the finance industry, C-level and heads of kind of folks who said, I really want more opportunities to connect with the people who are doing my same job at different organizations, who are facing a lot of the same challenges, who are dealing with compliance and regulation and all of the things that are sort of unique to finance in its own way. And that's why we were founded. So those people became my wonderful board members at Financial Narrative. Now we are a networking group designed for leaders in financial marketing and communications. And we do a lot of things. The thing we're here to talk about today is our fall summit, which is happening a week from now. And I'm very excited about it. We have a lot of great people who are coming. But we also host events in both New York and London. We conduct research throughout the industry. So that includes salary surveys. If you want to know how much everybody else makes, which everybody does, that's something that we do. We also look for trends within the industry, take kind of pulse checks within the industry. In fact, we are right about to release some really great data on what everyone's planning for 2025, which is very useful to have sort of that high level view. What is everybody else doing? What are they talking about? How are they approaching some of the problems that you are? So these days we're about 1,000 members strong. And our members are really a strong, cohesive network. What I'll say is that every member who I reach out to is usually very generous with their time. They are willing to help other members solve a problem or face a new challenge. And that's what I really love about this organization.
Awesome. So I think you're not giving yourself enough credit. You guys built an organization. It's 5 years old. It's a baby. Yet look at the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Look at who's a member of your amazing organization. The biggest financial companies in the world are part of this. The men and women you have as part of your board, as part of your membership, is just amazing. The quality of people, the way you guys help each other. How are you successful in building such an amazing organization in such a short time? And you really provide a value to any marketer in the financial world. We need this. We need to know what our counterparts are thinking. How did you build this, and what are you answering for the market?
Well, I really appreciate you saying that, Zev. That's very kind of you. And the reality is that on some level, yes, we've worked really hard to build it, but also on some level, it's the members who build it, right? So our original board members invited their first, 30 or so good friends, and we had a couple of events. I will say that the pandemic was an interesting time when a lot of our members needed help from each other and needed to talk to each other. So, 2020, 2021 became a time when our group became very cohesive, and we're really lending each other a helping hand and advice in a lot of ways. And our membership grew really quickly because people would say to their colleague or their friend, their peer, they'd say, "Hey, I'm part of this group. You should really be part of this group too." So we've grown a lot through word of mouth, and um, we're really we look for really high quality people. A lot of folks will get a LinkedIn message from me saying, "Hey, you look like the right kind of person," because when I see someone who's out there really making change within the industry, really doing interesting things within the financial marcoms industry, um, I am the absolute first person to go and say hello and introduce myself, and try and get those people in the network, because every person who gets added to the network, every really strong forward-thinking marketing comms person who's added to the network adds value to everyone else, right? So we're really lucky that those people have joined, and it becomes a little bit of a snowball effect.
Absolutely. And you listen, I want to share with everybody how we met. Okay. So I've been doing speaking in New York about finance and AI, and people kept on telling me, "Do you know Ashley Jones? Do you know the financial narrative?" And I think the same thing happened to you.
Mhm.
So we both started hearing about one another, and people that I trust and respect told me, "Hey, you need to reach out to Ashley because what she's doing is amazing." And some people were reaching out to you saying, "Hey, you should involve Zev in this." When this happens, I truly see magic. When my community is reaching out to me over and over again, "You need to know financial narrative, you need to know Ashley Jones," that means to me you're creating such an amazing impact. It's People need this information. And some of your board members who I know are incredible. Some of the speakers in this event are incredible. How do you get is it quality attracts quality? How do you get so many amazing people? And I got to say something. You guys have an incredible group of leaders, but also an incredible group of women leaders, some that I've rarely seen. How exciting, smart, brilliant you guys are, and how much you help one another. So can you talk a little bit how you built this community?
Absolutely. So you are completely right. The way that we met was basically a ton of my members came and said, "I saw this guy talk. You've got to talk to this guy. He's fantastic." So it was definitely a mutual recommendations, which is a lot of how people get to know financial narrative. I mean, a lot of our speakers, for example, a lot of our members come through saying, "Hey, so and so told me about your organization. I'd be happy to be part of it." A lot of times I get emails introducing me to new people. And it is quality attracts quality, right? When you get a recommendation from someone who you really trust, who has really great insights in the industry and is doing big things, of course you're going to listen to that recommendation, right? So, when I hear from my top members, "Hey, you've got to talk to Zev, he's the guy." I mean, how fast can I get on your calendar is really the question, and that's really what happens in terms of how we've gotten so many fantastic speakers. I mean, we've been really lucky to have so many fantastic people speak for our organization. In the past, we've had the CCO of JP Morgan Chase, Joe Evangelisi. We've had the CMO of Morgan Stanley speak for us. We've had the chief comms officer from Robinhood. We've had people from kind of across the industry. And at this event, no different. We have some real titans of industry, if you will.
Hitters.
This one.
Yeah, no, I feel so lucky to even be a part of that group because you truly have some heavy hitters. Now, I learned something in life, Ashley. Not always it's what you know, but it's who you know. Okay. Now, why would people join financial narrative? Why would somebody that is in communications, in Marcom, in the financial industry, what benefits does financial narrative have?
Yeah, most of our members come to us for a few different things, right? So, number one is people want to expand their network. They know that the real way to both advance their practice and expand their knowledge set is to be connected with others who are doing the same thing so that they can ask questions, have conversations, have their creativity sparked by those other people, get advice from people who might be a little ahead of them on something. So, for example, you're going to be talking about AI. I've gotten a lot of questions from our members about how do we implement AI? Who's doing it well? Who is implementing AI safely and within regulations and not ending up with an SEC fine or a data privacy issue and everything else? All of that really matters, and it's actually harder in finance than it is in a lot of industries because we are so highly regulated. So a lot of people are really attracted to the group for that best practice sharing and advice that happens. I think the other reason is really to pull yourself out of the day to day.
Yeah.
So many of us are caught up in what's in our inbox and what's happening right in front of us right now, or the thing our CEO has asked us to deal with. And I think one of the really big things that happens when we get people in a room at Financial Narrative and we get these conversations happening is people take a step back and they say, have I really thought through how the influencer economy is impacting our work? Have I really thought through whether or not, and the answer might be not, whether or not we should be piloting AI programs within my team to create efficiencies? Have I really considered?
Sorry, we deal with an industry that is so regulated and so different to other industries that we face different challenges. And we actually had a question here. Let me find it again. Hamad is asking, what do you think are the biggest challenges that financial marketers face today? I would love for you to share that because financial marketers deal with challenges that are not in other industries. And it affects AI and technology and communication and privacy. So would you mind sharing a little bit about that?
Yeah, so many different things. And we cover them. I'm sort of constantly asking myself that question, what is the biggest challenge today? So it's everything from dealing with internal, right? So selling in ideas and trying to help move your team forward internally, convincing executives that we should have a thought leadership program, demonstrating your ROI, I know has been a really big one that people are playing with a lot these days. What are different ways to demonstrate your ROI, both on the marketing and the comm side, right? Because a lot of times the way you demonstrate the ROI is different for those people.
100%.
But I would say those things. Another big one we're looking at in 2025, a lot of people are talking about how they can sort of shift or reframe brand perceptions. It's a really big conversation. We'll be addressing that actually. We have the chief communications officer for PayPal is actually going to talk about shifting brand perceptions and how you deal with that, which should be a really fantastic conversation.
Speaking, Ashley, I'm actually going to pull up the speakers list. So
Yeah,
please continue, and I will pull up the speakers list here for us.
go for it. One of the other big challenges is really communicating in what we all know to be a chaotic environment, right? So whether you're looking at global conflicts or elections or just the news cycle of the day, which is always its own challenge, how do you get people's attention in a world where there are so many different things competing for their attention? And that's one of the conversations we're going to have is, communicating through chaos, when to communicate, when to not communicate, which there is an art to that as well. We're going to have some really great conversations around those things during the fall summit. But we also have those conversations, as a group on a fairly regular basis. Everything from how do you plan for crisis comms and convince your top executives that they need to be planned and ready for crisis comms, all the way to, the details, like how do you manage your Wikipedia page and things like that. So we have a lot of topics that the group covers on a day-to-day basis. For the summit, which is what you have up here, we're covering, our real focus is what do you need to know to make your 2025 plan for the summit. And I
Mm.
think that that's a really important question that people are asking, because we're looking at a 2025 that is a little unpredictable. We don't know everything that's ahead of us right now, and you can never know everything that's ahead of you, but I feel like maybe 2025, there are a lot more question marks than
There's more blind spots in 2025 than most years we're approaching. I could not
usual.
agree more with you. And I will talk about AI. I know on AI regulations, 2025 is going to be a game changer because I'm assuming 2025 is going to be the first year that we actually have financial AI regulations here. I think UK is the only country that is kind of put that up front. The EU is not quite sure what it's doing, but everything is going to change because we're finally going to have regulations. And organizations like yours is where I trust to figure out where things are going to happen. And meeting so many brilliant people that deal with us on a daily basis and being able to communicate with them, being able to understand what their experiences are, what they've learned compared to what we've learned, and together figure out what we need to do to grow. Because it's such a, I'm feeling I have so many blind spots, and I am in this. I am in some boards about this regulation, and I don't know. So nobody else really knows. And when I come into organizations like yours, when I meet these incredible people like we see here, Jason and Amy and Vanessa and Erica, who's lovely, and Claire and Alisa, who's amazing, and Jean, which I'm looking forward to get to know. These are the people that are basically building what's going to come. These are people that are influencing this, and you're bringing them all in one room to communicate as colleagues to see what's coming. And that is so powerful. How can somebody come to this event? Can you share with us how can people join us?
Absolutely. We still have a few tickets left to this event, although we are getting very close. It's less than a week away. We have a few tickets left. So if you go to this page, which you can go to financialnarrative.org, and you'll see our fall summit. I'm sure Zev can also share in the chat here the link, but there are tickets available there. You can also always contact me. You'll see me tagged on this LinkedIn. I accept LinkedIn messages all the time. I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn managing a networking group. But people can opt in either way to kind of come talk to us. And I would love to see, it's really designed for in-house financial marketing and comms leaders. It's going to be 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. So we intentionally leave those extra couple of hours in your day because we know that spending a whole day away from your emails might be unrealistic for a lot of people. But we'll be in New York. We're over in the Flatiron District. We're right near 25th and Park. So a pretty easy commute if you're in the city for most people. And we would love to see a lot of your friends there. I'd love to see other people who are having these conversations. We'll have some really great breakout sessions where you can meet with other leaders, as well as talking about, we talked about AI. We're going to talk about influencer and affiliate marketing. We have Jean Chatsky there, who is herself an influencer. Really excited.
Jean. I've seen her, so I feel like I know her, but actually you're going to provide the first chance for me to meet her, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah. And so she's going to talk from the influencer perspective about influencer marketing, right? Like, how do you partner with these influencers? How do you work with these people to make sure that, both sides are getting the right value and it's a really strong partnership? We also have the chief comms officer from Bloomberg, Jason Schechter, who's been a great friend of the group and just a lovely guy. He's going to talk about his top considerations for 2025 planning. As leaders, this group really has to think about not just how am I practicing communications or how am I practicing marketing, but also how am I leading my team? What am I doing to grow them and develop them and help them stay ahead in what is kind of an ever-changing talent economy? So we'll be having some of those conversations. I'm very excited because both LinkedIn and Financial Narrative are going to be releasing new studies while we're there. We're going to be releasing data from some of our new studies. Our friends at Opinium have put together a new study around what everyone is doing in 2025. Where are your areas of focus? And I'm really looking forward to them sharing that data. LinkedIn has new data from their audiences, which I think is going to be fantastic. LinkedIn never fails to provide really interesting insights. So very excited to see all of that on the stage at
I
Summit.
love LinkedIn, and you told me that, and I'm excited to get to understand this data, guys. Something I want to share with you. This have followed me throughout my whole career. Association is key. Okay, who you're associating with and who you're contributing to is a huge key to what you're going to grow to. So your organization allows people like me to create incredible associations. That's why I cherish, appreciate you've built something that allows us to get so much value. Now, we have a question here from Numan. What are the top takeaways that we can expect from this event? So, can you share with everybody that's going to come and join us? What are the takeaways that we can get out of this event?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, well, so I would say there are two things that I hope that everybody walks away with. So this event is actually designed so that everyone there meets everyone else in the room. We're very intentional about how we design it. And so the biggest thing that I hope you take away, as you just said, is those connections with other leaders, people who are going to be your network for the long term. So, and we see a lot of that in this group. I have people who have told me, "Oh, I met one of my best friends at your event." Someone told me that the other day, and I was like, "Wow, you guys became best. That's amazing." And I always love hearing that. The other thing that I think people will really take away from this um, is the ability to go back to your day job and say, have I covered everything I need to be covering for 2025? Am I looking at, for example, content marketing through the right lens for this organization? Have I considered AI in the right way? Where are the holes in my 2025 plan that now that I'm really thinking it through with a new lens, I can say, I need to cover this and I need to cover this, and really make that happen for your organization. So I think there's a little bit of a personal networking benefit as well as a way to stop and think about the larger picture for your 2025.
So that's brilliant. And as we're talking, I'm sharing the agenda for the event. So I'm gonna be in New York, very excited about it. Even will come in a day early to make sure I'm there for the breakfast and seeing everybody. So the 22nd will start with a breakfast to welcome everybody. Then we're gonna have welcome remarks from Amy and from Ishvin. I hope I did not butcher her name. Then we'll have a coffee break and break up for some discussions. Then I'm excited to be a part of the AI security and compliance panel with my two friends, Elisa and Erica and Linda, who I'm super excited to meet. And then we're going to have how to effectively use generative tools, which is really, really fun. We're going to have a brew brainstorm, speed networking, which I love how you guys are always making sure we get to know one another, because that is the main reason why I love organizations like yours. And then we're going to have something I'm personally looking forward to, how to effectively leverage affiliate and influencer marketing. And I'm looking forward to see Jen, of course, everybody else, Michael, Kathy, Yuka. Then we're going to have a power lunch and networking. Then we're going to have communicating through chaos, which in our industry is something you have to learn. I'm a great fan of the late and great Richard Levick, and he taught me a lot about crisis communication. Every time I see this, I think about him. And then Bloomberg's COO top considerations for 2025. This is a must. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be there, and here are all the attendees from these amazing companies. And I really wanna emphasize this. This is an opportunity for people to grow in the industry, both in knowledge and in networking and communication. And Ashley, what you do is so not easy, but you've miraculously built an organization that if I look from the outside, I would think it's 25 years old and was founded by some of the founding members of, I don't know, Morgan Stanley. You've done such an amazing job, and I want everybody. We'll put the links. I put the link on the Anna actually just put the speaker agenda list. Thank you, Anna. We have some questions that I wouldn't mind answering. Anel is asking, what are the key topics that will be discussed during the event? I just went over some of them, but would you mind sharing?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, brand narratives and how to take your brand narrative from point A to point B, I think is going to be a big conversation and a big through theme. I think it's clear that trust is going to be on the agenda for everyone, right? Building consumer trust. I know that's actually what LinkedIn's research is going to be about, but I've noticed that that's a theme that happens a lot in our summits because I mean, in finance, trust is everything, right?
Every
It is the ground upon which we have to stand. And I think any of the things that we're going to cover, whether it's AI, whether it's influencers, whether it's when and how you communicate through chaos, it all sits on trust, right? It's who do you trust? Maybe you trust the influencers, maybe your audience trusts certain affiliates and things like that. How can you use AI in a way that is responsible and safe to create that trust? So I know trust is going to be a huge theme kind of throughout the day. I also expect there to be a lot of conversation around how we're planning for the unexpected, which is always our job, right? So of course, we're sitting on October 22nd, 2024. One of the unexpected things that we are waiting on is the election. But really, for marketing and comms, it's always our job to be looking around those corners and to be having those conversations in advance and to be prepared when something happens that we were not planning for. So we're going to have a lot of those conversations, um, really helping people to think through, am I prepared? And if not, what do I need to do to get there?
I love that. And again, not getting into politics, but the elections will change everything. Whatever happens, it will change everything, and we'll all have to adapt. And especially the financial industry is going to have to adapt. Now, we're about to run out of time, and I promised you, I know you have a very busy day. I promised you I won't keep you too long. But let's kind of finalize this. You've created an amazing organization, Financial Narrative, that helps us communicate together to see what's coming. On the 22nd, you have your summit event in New York. I want everybody that are able to come and join us in New York. If you're not able, do you have a virtual? There's a virtual way to watch it as well, right?
No virtual option for the summit. It's intentional. So the summit is closed door, Chatham House rules, because we want people to be able to have the real conversation, right? Like we've had people on stage actually saying things that I'm like, wow, I can't believe you just said that in public. And it's because we create a safe environment where we can all really exchange ideas. However, we do have a great lineup of virtual programming separate from the summit. And we will be putting together some key themes, some information coming out of the summit. What were some of the big conversations? So you can always follow us on LinkedIn, or go to our website to find some of those key themes after the fact. But if you want to hear the real conversation, you have to be in the room. That's the rule.
Everybody, it's worth it. Come into New York on the 22nd. I'll be there for the whole day. I'll be there from breakfast till the end. You'll have to kick me out. So I want to meet you guys. Please come in. Ashley's amazing, and Ashley wants to meet you too. Ashley, how can people reach out to you? What is the best way to get in contact with you?
Yes, if you want to reach out to us, there's a couple of different ways. You are welcome to ping me on LinkedIn. I am on LinkedIn constantly, so I do always answer my LinkedIn messages. You're also welcome to email myself and my team, info@financialnarrative.org. Reach out, get in touch. We're always happy to hear from people, whether that's future members, partners, people who have insights to share with our organization. We absolutely love it. And I always love hearing back from people. What are the things you're interested in? What are the things you want to talk about? So don't hesitate to reach out.
So
Yes.
I'm sharing here on the comment your website. I'm sharing here in the comment the email that you just shared. I put in the comment already, and Anna did as well. Anna from your team. So guys, take a look at the links. Come join us. This is completely worth it. Ashley, thank you. It takes a long time, a lot of effort, a lot of sleepless nights to create an organization like you have done. And you've done such an amazing job. I'm honored to come and meet you first in person, which is going to be fun, and to speak and to talk about how AI is so sensitive in this environment. But I'm eager to learn as well. I am coming in as a student to see what all these amazing people you put together have to say. So everybody come join, and I'll leave you with the last 30 seconds to close our live. Ashley, thank you for building Financial Narrative, and thank you for inviting us all on the 22nd.
Thank you so much, Zev. I am so excited to see you there. I'm excited to see some of your audience there as well. We have a fantastic group, people coming from Citi, JP Morgan Chase, PayPal, the Hartford, you name it, they're going to be there. So really the power players within the financial marketing and comms community are going to be there. And I hope that some of your friends can join as well.
Absolutely. I'm excited about it. LinkedIn, thank you. Everybody connect with Ashley and Financial Narrative. Follow Financial Narrative on LinkedIn. Come join us on the 22nd. If you have any questions, I'm here. Ashley's here. And Financial Narrative is an organization you need to put on your radar because you guys are doing amazing things. So again, thank you. And we are looking forward to next week. Ashley, you are amazing.
Thank you so much. Right back at you, Zev. See you next week.
See you next week. Bye, everybody.